Thank heck I managed to land one of those. That is not fair. How did I miss every single shot as soon as I got up close and personal? That's rude as hell. Okay, so if I can take that one out from afar, or rather with the shotgun, I should be able to take those out from up close. Dungeons and Drag Quiz, just subscribe. Thank you, Dungeons and Drag Quiz, the show that my partner hosts. It's a D&D actual play live streamed podcast over at Dungeons and Drag Quiz. !D and DQ in chat for more information. Are you supposed to die this much? Well, it's me playing. So yes. I think it's D and. That's not, it doesn't actually work. Rude as hell. Okay, the D&DQ thing is twitch.tv. I still need to set this up apparently. Dungeons, and there we go. And in that podcast, I'm around as well. You will, I'm not main cast, but my voice features in that podcast, if you're at all interested. Come on. There's no explosive barrels over on the other side, so it's not just like environmental kills. Okay, so they are alerted by the sound, but do not know where I am. So they're going to lose all of that alert, and I can keep going back to just hunting? Wild. Seems like the alert of this enemy was, like, refilled. Stay away. Yeah, it seems like the alert of the enemy was refilled as soon as they saw a corpse. So it's a little bit smarter of a stealth system. Only fought one enemy so far. Yep, so I know there's a couple more. Hunting rifle. We can actually just straight up fulfill our Fallout dreams. Perfect. Weapon parts. Ammo. All about ammo. Hacking and picking locks. Okay, so I'm just one short in lockpicking skill, which I think I have armor that I should just be able to swap to that will allow me to do that, right? No, the patch low pressure is one of the things that was helping me do that. Wait, hang on. Is that? Yeah, that'll do it. Criminal activities, trespassing, lockpicking, hacking, and murder are all considered illegal activities and are frowned upon by society in equal measure. Avoid being seen if you want to engage in those activities without consequences. I get a revolver, adreno, and sure grip. So it's just some more. Beautiful. All right, we are completely revamping our weapon selections at this point. Out with all the old, in with all the new. Am I not allowed to? I'm apparently not allowed to unequip the one that I'm currently holding out. Got it. Yes, definitely revolver. Stats-wise, it's garbage, but I like it. Hunting rifle, light pistol, assault rifle. Yeah, okay, we'll go hunting rifle and the assault rifle there. Special effect is stagger. It also has an extendo sight with plus 25% range on it at the moment. It's apparently not even that good. Let's have a look at what ammo it uses. Uses the same ammo. It has more scoping at the absolute least. Right, we'll go back to shotguns for the moment, but ideally, we'll just have like a high damaged rifle at some point in the future that we'll just be using. I mean, I wonder if I just go and put all of my weapon mods into the hunter's rifle at this point. Save time. Thank you. That's largely what I'm going to be using chat for, just to check over and make sure that I save commonly enough. DPS is low, isn't it high per hit? Hang on. If the DPS is low, isn't it high per hit? You get 66 in an individual. Think they'll release the Outer Worlds on Switch? I would be amazed. Model spaceship. A small model spaceship. This model, made of metal and wood and a generous amount of pungent resin, is perfect for a collector or a child who dreams of adventures among the stars. Imagination not included. Damn it, that's why I wanted it. Alright, so I'm already over encumbered. Does ammo have a weight in this game? It does not. Weapon parts also don't have a weight. It's good to see. Consumables. I mean, probably just consume a bunch of apples until I'm fine again. Carbohydrates plus 200% to natural health regeneration. Do that as well. Alright. Should no longer be over encumbered. And I'm pretty sure that's like all of the looting I have to do before I go to town at this point. So we're fine. Aurora Borealis. Mock apple juice up here, nothing else. All right. I'll actually descend because the fall damage seems pretty significant in this game. Take the frying pan? What if it rains? Well, if it rains, I can use my frying pan as a drying pan, but it doesn't look like this planet is going to rain anytime soon. Not sure if the atmosphere is amenable to it. It's time for the first hunter rifle kill. I mean, they're not going to be able to get back around. No, they are. They are. It's fine. Come on. Pop back up on the horizon. Stay still. I was very, very clear with my instructions, Marauder. Alright, looks like the main path is clear at the moment, at least. Just bait effectively on both of those. So enemies by base don't just drop their weapon. Or at least they don't seem to. Or maybe it's just enemies in very, very obvious areas don't carry anything for some reason. They know that they would be providing me that ammo for the rest of the friends of theirs. Can't find the other body right now. Probably shouldn't matter. Although we are now over encumbered again. Oh, God. So, eat some bread. And so, what would I even throw away at this point? Like the rebuilt mining gear? Probably both of those. Add to junk or break down. Let's just break them down. Okay, if you can break them down on the fly, perfect. That's a lot better. If he ever finishes the thing? The YouTube series for which? What's your favorite color? It's purple. It's great to see how determined he is to perfecting it. Look. I have been waiting for this game forever, effectively. This is the first game I've allowed myself to get hyped for in almost forever as well. Because the last game I allowed myself to get hyped for was Fallout 4.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from?
I'll come back and kill you in just a moment. I need to steal some shovels. Okay, we actually have NPCs nearby. This seems to be all owned property. Fine. All right, Silas, what's up, bud?
Running around in a marauder's attire. You're liable to give some people the wrong idea.
So the things that I'm wearing actually affect it. So it's like similar to the factional stuff that you could do with different outfits in Fallout New Vegas. Good. It's interesting to see the kind of ideas that were originally set up in Fallout New Vegas brought to fruition in this game. Not on Steam just yet? No, it's on the Epic Store. If you type !Outer Worlds, it will give you a link to buy the game on the Epic Store using a referral code that actually helps me as well. If you're interested in both buying the game and helping me out. You can do both. Running around in the Marauder's attire. Why do you say that? Not my problem. Don't be sure I could be a Marauder. Why do you say that?
It's in poor taste. Dressing up like a marauder's disrespectful to all the workers that got eaten by him. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Never got your name. I'm Ryan. How do they pay? Do they pay you to chat with strangers? Nice to meet you. I'm Alex Hawthorne, Captain of the Unreliable. Or is that why you've got a pair of armed guards? Nice to meet you.
Make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
In humor? Like grave robber? Like inverse of X humor? Oh, fancy title for a grave robber. Right. Sorry, grave digger rather. Who do I talk to about a power regulator? I'm looking to make a little money while I'm here. This place looks like it's falling to pieces. Or Junior in humor. Thank you very much to Ribald Remark for the subscription. Much appreciated. Enjoy your remotes in chat and welcome to the Republic. Who do I talk to about a power regulator?
Definitely not the Junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Captain of the Unreliable. Depends on the work. You offering me a job, I do what I want. Do what I want.
Got a knack for being discreet like? There's money to be made, long as you keep your nose clean. Edgewater is a company town, board owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see?
You want me to collect what's owed to you? I can do that. You're making people pay for their own graves. Why can't you collect these fees yourself? Let me ask you about something else. You're making people pay for their own graves.
If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge.
All right, I'll collect fees for you. Why can't you collect the fees yourself?
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know?
See, this is the point at which, like, the idea of playing myself as a character becomes a little more difficult. This is obviously, like, supposed to be an introductory kind of quest, but I wouldn't go grave robbing, and I wouldn't go asking people for taxes to pay for a grave for their family. I wouldn't do either at any point. Just got here, but I do not trust this dude. All caps. Hell yeah. Pretty much. Never mind that.
Yeah.
Town must be in pretty bad shape if it's keeping you employed. You lose a lot of people to marauders. Have you heard anything about Hope, or how long have you been a junior in humor, gravedigger, whatever?
Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the one. All my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
Well, it's been real good to Silas. Fresh air, exercise. He is a spry 16-year-old man. You mentioned those fees before. I can help you collect. You lose a lot of people in Marauders.
Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
What are they out to loot? You've got a Marauder problem, I can take care of it. Let's go with that.
Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those Marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay.
Is it just the corpses in general, or is it like mods that the corpses have in them or something similar? If you still need those fees collected, I'm here to help. This town must be in pretty bad shape if it's keeping you employed.
You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds.
You're not worried about falling sick? There's a plague in the world as well.
Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
I mean, I guess I
Hang
can
on,
pull
I'm
myself
doing
back to
some
the other
math in my
conversation
head.
and accept a mission,
20,
but I might be able to
30,
accept the mission rather than like collecting the payments by killing the
my life?
marauders instead.
Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem is the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
Come on. Mention the lose a lot of people to marauders.
Well, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
Alright, if you got a marauder problem, I can take care of it.
Well, if you're gonna go headhunting, talk to Constable Reyes back in town. She pays for marauders by the finger.
Any idea where they're coming from?
Couldn't tell you. No, I mean, I'm contractually prohibited from saying anything that might reflect poorly on Spacer's choice. Ah, avoid it. Shouldn't have said that either. Look, forget I said anything.
If there's one thing that I live for, it is sci-fi settings like this where they have some interjection that they use instead of the main typical swears. In Firefly, it was swearing poorly in Chinese, or frick in Battlestar Galactica. No, was it frag in Battlestar Galactica? What was in Battlestar Galactica? But void it. Frack. That was it. Thank you. It was frick in Scrubs. Elliot used that one. If you need the fees collected, I'm willing to help. You know what? I'm actually not willing to help on that. I'm not doing it. Thank you very much to Shadow124 for the description. Much appreciated. Enjoy your emotes in chat, and welcome to the Republic. I mean, my immediate drive is to go straight out to sea. I'm doing it. If you're into Firefly, this game will resonate with you hard. It sure does me. Firefly was like the only thing I was into for a large amount of years. I was one of those poor souls on like Firefly forums, maybe 10 years after. 10 years after it had been cancelled, going, it could still come back. Nathan said he's not doing season next of Castle yet. It's coming back confirmed. God, people was so desperate. Loot missed under the bridge. I'll find it on my way back up. My apologies for having done so at the moment, though. Okay. Weapon part, armor part, geographic scanner, bit cartridge, and mag to zap. That could easily just be all of the loot there on the front side. Yeah, just to save you from having to do any more traveling. Fair enough. Good. I'm happy with this. How much could Disney make if they bought the rights to Firefly? I mean, while that would probably be a decent investment to make, Disney's at the point where they have innumerable choices of other franchises they might want to pick up and run with first. Disney's in the rolling up the landscape stage of Katamari at this point. Hey, bypass Sean. I'm assuming that is effectively just go straight through a lock of some kind. Tool use hack computers. Complex passwords and security risk. Difficult to remember and often written nearby. Security recommends a simple, easy to recall code like 1, 2, 3, 4 or your supervisor's name. Unauthorized use of this item is a Class C felony. Too late for Firefly. The actors are way too old yet. Yeah, it would have to be an animated thing if they were going to do it. Or like the original idea that I heard bantered around as soon as people were like, oh, I mean, Fillion's getting a little bit old, is having Fillion be like old, alone, and start running a new crew and kind of just like explore the backstory of why he lost his previous crew over the course of it. All right, game, I'll go where the marker is just this once. Plus half the crew died in the movie? Less than half. The construction of these towns reminds me so much of the architecture in Fallout 4, which is unique because the architecture in Fallout 4, or rather the combination of the architecture and shading in Fallout 4, made it look super unique from other Fallouts. So it does feel like this is very much just like a middle finger to Fallout 4 constantly. I'm so into it. Immediately go behind everything. Are you kidding me? This is the only way. Bypass shunt as well as some heavy ammo. Never mind. Paid for itself. If the game is going to keep rewarding me for doing this, I'm just going to do it constantly. Did you hear that musical sting? Oh, that's already very Firefly. Unfinished. Didn't Serenity tie up loose ends? Well, it did and didn't. It basically depends if you're interested in the future of the characters that survived. Looks in a lot of ways better than Fallout 4. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to be worse than Fallout 4 in my opinion. Damaged letter.
Anna, your mother passed away from the plague. She wasn't chosen to receive medical treatment and failed to recover on her own. I found a site near the ocean to bury her. I know it's company policy to have her buried in the graveyard, but I just can't afford the fees. I'm heading out after dark to put her to rest. Say my final goodbyes and all. I know it's dangerous to go out at night, but I have to chance it. And if you're reading this, I want you to know that your mother was a good person. Don't blame her for what happened. She worked as hard as she could. Just wasn't enough in the end. Love, Dad.
I think the bottom of the barrel is 76. Yeah, I actually like how much of a debacle 76 has become because it has revealed to many people how bad Fallout has been in control of, or rather, being controlled by Bethesda.
2 whole cans of Saltuna.
Oh, you gotta love these engaging environmental NPC storytelling. Or maybe they just stop talking because they're like really awkwardly darting their eyes across like... Is this guy gonna leave? I want to get back to talking about Saltuna. I still can't believe that they had the actual huevos to go for like $100 subscription service on a game that most people hate. Oh, it's like if No Man's Sky had come out and then 2 weeks into it was like, here's the season pass. My God, you almost have to appreciate it.
Know how you feel.
Wanted, Doc Maybell Burgess. From the Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement, a writ of execution, effectively immediately for Maybell Purchase. Former Spacer's Choice physician, condemned of charges of dereliction of duty, disappeared from Edgewater with 2 parcels of adrenatime, at large and dangerous. Wanted for destruction of company property, murder of company workers in good standing, vandalism, and unlicensed practice of medicine on seditious criminals. Generous bounty, payment on delivery, must be able to sign your own name. See Constable Reyes for details. I wouldn't be surprised if Doc Maybell is the unlicensed practice of medicine on seditious criminals is related to what's his name? The guy in the intro, Phineas. I wouldn't be surprised because Phineas was described as a traitor, right? Bertie Cotton. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the same information. Former vicar stationed at Edgewater Vicarage is no longer in good standing with the Halcyon, branch officer of scientific inquiry. Murder, sedition, unauthorized use of medical supplies. Guillaume Gil Antrim, a Spacer's Choice associate mechanic, terminated from his position and escorted out of Edgewater on the grounds of unauthorized use of adrenatime. And yeah, pretty much the same rap sheet right there. No more after. I refuse to hunt any of them. I'm going to make friends with them. Please let me do that game. Can I holster my weapon at all? F is not the button to holster your weapon. It's the button to heal.
Read the latest report.
I don't know you.
I wanted my only dialogue option to be, okay, and then walk away. I'm Ryan, Alex Hawthorne, Captain of the Unreliable. Excuse me, or nice to meet you too. Everyone's so friendly and welcoming in this town. I'll lie. Hold on, thank you.
The Unreliable, you say? Never heard of any company supply ship with that particular name. I don't know what you're about, but this here's a Spacer's Choice drinking establishment. We're all loyal, hardworking company folk here.
So you're not going to serve me a drink? Perception? Something going on here I should know about? Charm? Or what if I establishment it is? Yeah, let's go with that. Could have fooled me. All I see is a bunch of drunken slobs and one ugly bartender. Wow! Ryan!
You really think so? That's kind of you. I've been trying to keep the floors clean. You got no idea how long it takes to scrub the tiles. Guess I misreckoned you. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to be curt. We just got some problems lately. I can get you a drink if you'd like. Gotta ask you to enjoy your beverage within the premises, though. Can't risk you bringing a drink over to those deserters. You understand.
So I'm definitely going to have a quest of bring drinks to the deserters at this point. Fine by me. Let's see what's on tap, or what's this about deserters?
Traitors. The lot of them. Bunch of folks decided they were tired of working and went out into the wilds to fend for their own selves. Town's already struggling to make quotas, even without that band of slackwits abandoning their posts. Bunch of lazy, shiftless rung leeches. Anyway, enough about them. What can I do for you?
It's remarkable this game sits at the intersection of extremely interested in the Fallout franchise, extremely interested in post-apocalyptica, extremely averse to but interested in the topic of late-stage capitalism. It's really perfect joining of all the things I would want. I'll have a drink, trade. I want to talk to Reed. Where can I find him? I just like chatting. So let's leave drink for the very end.
Now. And what makes you think Mr. Thompson wants to talk to you? He's a busy man. You want to talk to Mr. Thompson, try ignoring your duties. He'll summon you up to that great big tower atop the cannery, and you'll get yourself a proper dressing down.
I mean, I don't technically have a job at all, so it's not like... I mean, I would have to pretend to be someone and assume my duties. If that's actually like a hint as to how to do that. You say like good thing?
It is a good thing. If you're not pulling your weight, you don't deserve to live here. Simple as that.
All right. Something else I wanted to ask
Go
you.
ahead.
Amelia? What's your story?
I don't see how that's any of your business.
But what if I'm charming? Not trying to judge you, I'm just curious.
You're the first to ask after me in some time. I'll give you that. But I don't have a story to share. My family's worked Spacer's Choice for 2 generations, and I've lived in Edgewater just about all my life. Wanted to work in the sciences once upon a time. Would you believe it? That was a wild fancy. Glad I disabused myself.
All right, I'm going to guess that we have the ability to take her as a companion. Sounds like Spacer's Choice took care of you. You've been scrubbing dishes all your life. You had a dream of becoming a scientist. What happened? So thanks for the story.
What happened, you ask? What always happens when you're dreaming? I woke up. I just didn't have the brains for it. Asked too many questions. Wasn't suited to the work. So I did the right thing and worked the life I was always meant to live. Now that I'm behind a bar, I can ask all the questions I want. Important ones. Like, when are you gonna pay your tab? And would you like another round of cold, refreshing 0G?
Asking questions is the foundation of science. The best scientists ask too many. Sounds like, okay, we've seen the other ones before.
Don't talk to me that way, please. Spent many years disabusing myself of that notion. Don't need you putting it back in my head. Lab work ain't for me. Never was. Never will be. Spacer's Choice put me where I belong, and for that, I am grateful.
Rito. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. How's it going, y'all? My name is Rhapsody. I play video games on the internet, just in case you're not familiar. This is The Outer Worlds. I've only just started. There have been maybe 2 hours in this stream at this point, but the plot is only just beginning. It's the guy Rito does YouTube vids with. Yeah, that's me. All right, sounds like Spacer's Choice took care of you.
They did. They gave me a life. Gave me a purpose. This is where I belong.
You been scrubbing dishes all your life?
What's wrong with that? It's good, honest work. Pots and pans don't scrub themselves. Glasses don't fill themselves either. Unless you're in Byzantium. I hear everything's automated there. Not that I'll ever find out.
I like these little morsels of information you get, like, casually in the story. It's the difference between RPG writing that is actually good and RPG writing that is complete garbage. Because RPG writing that is complete garbage is like, here are the things that I need the NPC to say for the quest or for the possible expansion of the world. What is the smallest amount of time you can spend going between those pieces of information? Here, that came at the end of Amelia saying, there's nothing to know about me. I just lived here all my life. Just burying it in amongst actually not super useful, but characterful and flavorful information. Oh, I'm all about it. I'm super pleased. Oh my god. Thank you, Rito, for giving out three gift subs to a couple of people, and Mefua as well for following. Alright, there we go. Thanks for the story.
Not so fast. I told you about my life. Your turn to tell me about yours. So, what's your story?
I am Alex Hawthorne of The Unreliable. You wouldn't believe it if I told you. I'm still trying to figure that out myself, or I'll tell you some other time. I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
What's there to figure out? Stands to reason you work for a company. You ain't Spacer's choice. Could be you're with Auntie Cleo.
That's right. Yeah, I'm Auntie Cleo worker. I mean, I do want to go with the skill check one, but there's more to life than the company you work for is actually the response I would probably go with.
That's exactly the kind of crazy talk that comes from an overabundance of sobriety. Well, good luck trying to figure yourself out. Sounds like you'll need it.
What if I told you I just got shot into space by a crazy scientist?
Ugh, is this the start of a joke? If you want me to laugh at your jokes, it's a 3-drink minimum.
All right, let's go to trade then. In that case, let's see what's on tap. I wish it was a joke. Honestly, I don't know where I am. I'm not joking. My escape pod landed in the hills on top of a guy.
Look, I don't know what you're blathering about. If you took a blow to your skull, you really should settle down with some zero-G. Anyhow, whatever happens outside the walls is not my business. Only deserters and marauders wander out there, and I cannot tell you which I revile more. My world is these 4 walls, that door, and a row of mugs that need cleaning.
That lighting on the side of the face is actually really good. Perception. It sounds like you're afraid to go outside.
Let me make something clear. Spacer's Choice has been real good to me. The town's been real good to me. I start gallivanting around outside the walls, poking around in places I shouldn't be, learning things I've got no right to know. People will talk. Won't ever catch me asking about the world outside. Else the town's gonna say Amelia's gone soft. That Amelia's pondering desertion. I don't want that.
Silly. Thank you for the content you create, the community you nurture, and the character you demonstrate. And, frankly, absolutely ridiculous bit donation. Thank you, Silly. Much appreciated. It's important to me, the whole community thing, and I'm glad that people get something out of it as well. I just like the pretty badge. I'm gonna have to make pretty bit badges and stuff like that, as well as I think subscription loyalty badges is something I've got to get on. I'll try and do that after the stream. Thank you very much, Silly. Much appreciated. Also, Peek, if you're still watching, we're going out to dinner. Whenever catch me talking about the world as right, of course. That Amelia is pondering desertion. I don't want that. I think it's a mistake living your life on other people's terms. Suppose we all got to do our own jobs, or I imagine if you want to get out of town with the plague and all. Plague? Probably the easiest one to go.
Keep it down, will you? We don't talk about the PLAYGE. Not here. And if you're smart, you won't mention it anywhere. I've said enough. People come here to drink their problems away. If they wanted to face their problems, they'd go see our vicar.
All right. Let's actually go for the trade.
I've talked enough about my past.
You asked me about myself, or I was wondering if you knew anything about Hope. Let's go for that one at the end.
Hope? No, I've never mixed a drink by that name. I could get you a rum and something if you like. Wait, no, never mind. We're all out of something.
That's fine. I'm a fan of straight rum. I guess this means you've never heard of anyone from the Hope.
Yeah, I got vague recollections of some folklore about a mysterious colony ship.
It's not folklore. I'm from the Hope.
You feeling a bit flushed? Look, why don't you go set yourself down in the corner before you get all tangle-footed?
I'm not drunk. I just want to know if someone else made it off the Hope. The Hope's still out there somewhere with hundreds of thousands of other colonists. Let's go with the second one over there.
Would you keep your voice down? You're gonna get the whole cantina written up. The Hope's folklore, all right? 60, 70-year-old folklore by now. The board don't approve of spreading seditious rumors and falsehoods. You're inviting trouble talking that way, and I don't want a part of it.
You sound scared, Amelia.
Look, either shut your gob or stick a drink in it. We're done talking about this.
All right. It's fine. I'll tell you about myself then. Merchant skill is equal to the value of your best dialogue skill, is used to negotiate prices when buying and selling from vendors. Water without the hydrogen or oxygen. Dehydrated water tablets. Perfect. It's a sugary drink of body attributes +1. Fair enough. Probably not going to be interested in any of those, but I can just straight up sell some of my basic weapons. So let's go and mark things as junk and then sell all of the junk. Dehydrogenated. That's how I refer to them. I probably don't need a pistol at this rate. This is using magazine-sized light. Yeah, they're both using light armor. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Add to junk. Add to junk. Add to junk. Add to junk. Junk. Maybe I should keep like an extra assault rifle just in case. Junk. Extra assault rifle.
Oh, I almost forgot. I'm contractually obligated to recite company slogans to any visitors. You tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice.
I do love those kind of taglines that it's kind of like BioShock aesthetic of the kind of like 40s through 70s ads. Keep the shovel? Ooh. Okay. I'll try and do that. One sec. How do I... right. Can't just leave the conversation without that. Right. Keep the shovel. Keep the shovel. How do I see where my junk is? Never mind. Found it.
We'll get you mostly drunk at half the price. Spacer's choice.
All right. Let's trade. Sell and hold Z to sell all junk. I can also repair all equipped. Probably not necessary at this point.
Plague got you feeling
all right,
woozy?
here we go.
Get
I'll actually tell you about myself,
Spacer's
Amelia.
Choice. Go ahead. Suppose I did. Ready to talk about it?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you?
Is that right? Prove it.
I mean, I already did in a different path tell you all of this stuff. I'm the last survivor of the colony ship Hope. Everything else is frozen. Crazy scientists abandoned me on this planet with no way other than a broken down ship, or I'm an alien spirit of pure ether inhabiting a human body to learn about your kind. Crazy
Sounds
scientist.
as if you've been keeping questionable company. Or spinning a tale? You're right. I don't believe you. I'd advise you to keep that story unsaid. Don't want people thinking you're a loon.
All right, so much small talk. Let's bounce. Assuming no one else in here is named, so I don't even have to care about them. Beautiful. You just keep worrying about front of business. I'm going to steal everything in here. Hang on. It's not fair. I can't even get the angle on the steal. So is it going to show me if anyone has eyes on me? You know what? F5. Let's see how this goes. No negatives? Good. Do I have like a karma system or anything? Like is there any reason to not steal everything that isn't nailed down? And that's the day Raps becomes a thief. I took the I took the ability to continue to fast travel while you're over encumbered just so I can be a thief. You kidding me? In a game like this, if it is not nailed down and it is interactable, it is coming with me. That includes NPCs. No, no, not the frying pan. I didn't think I could take the frying pan at the time, actually. Now found no reason not to steal. Beautiful, I'm taking everything. Are there things like bobbleheads in this? Bobbleheads were one of my favorite part of Fallout. So just like a permanent increase to a statistic that you can find in special areas. A pistol. You can lose reputation if they catch you. Still with no repercussions if no one's looking at you. Close the door. Fine. Is Amelia nailed down? Can you nail Amelia down? And Amelia is standing behind that bar kind of stalwartly. If you don't change stance, I'm beginning to believe that you are actually nailed down.
Plague got you feeling woozy? Get yourself boozy with Spacer's Choice.
Not nailed down. All right. Amelia, you're coming with me later. I'll be back as soon as I figure out how to make you a companion. One thing I should do quickly is actually change my outfit, because we have noticed that people are interacting with us differently based on that. Based on what, though? Hephaestus? Should I just put Spacer's Choice on just so people like me? Probably. Probably for the moment, at the absolute least. Can you companion Amelia? Hopefully. Julius
It's
Moreau?
not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet.
Maybe the next store will have deluxe salt tuna. Stop wasting my goddamn time. In here. All right, I just need to get back to the actual opening of this area and start individually going through each of the areas, because I'm clearly missing far too many things at this point. Does having your weapon out change people's opinion? I don't know, but I will put it away at the moment just in case. Hold up a sec. I leave half an hour and someone donates 26,000 bits. Yeah.
Keep your distance,
Yep,
friend.
that happened.
Sick house, no place for a traveler.
It's alright. Just gotta reacclimatize back to the world where I try and not think exclusively about that forever. I'll take these pet pills. Just woke up to see you healthy and live. Best news I've had all week. I'm glad to have provided it then. Upside down fairy. I'm doing very well. Healed almost all the way back up. Voice is doing okay. Take some water tablets. Mechanical Sentry. Okay, so we know we at least can have to face off against those in the future as well. Go naked for science. Hang on. Sorry, I heard like a scream and I thought, what is happening out here? I heard a scream and thought that someone had seen me stealing.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me.
Why not?
Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk.
Oh, so I imagine this is probably going to be the first ability for us to pick up a floor, maybe? That voice scratch is good. Agreed. I don't mind what's going on here, or you make it sound like I'm being watched. It's like 10% Aquafina. Like it's got like a little bit of the voice scratch, but not all of it. You make it sound like I'm being watched.
The walls talk. is all. We all got sights on each other. Any of us breaks company protocol, boss is gonna hear about it from 6 different mouths. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got.
I got some training. Let me take a look at you.
Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble.
You obviously need help, though.
That's kind of you to say, I suppose. But I don't need help. What I need is to understand my own folly. Company always tells us weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work.
In those, you can hear the echo of all of the things that the company would have said to make them actually believe that. Oh, it's a little bit sickening. I got some adrenaline. It's yours if you want it. That's ridiculous. You can't blame yourself because you fell sick or it's a little late for that.
I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
Damn, Rosemary, you should have just not gotten sick. Take notes, Raps. Look, I healed up. It doesn't seem like Rosemary will, though.
You've got Adrena time? How? No, I don't want to know. Could be you stole it. Could be you're trying to test me. See if I'm gonna violate company policy. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
All right, I'll leave you be.